Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Heroes on the Rebirth server, Iron Man mode. We are with our character Iron Phoenix, who is this server's version of Silver Phoenix since that name was taken. I'm absolutely thrilled with the name Iron Phoenix. It's still a silvery gray color. Could have called her Steel Phoenix, but this is Iron Man mode, so I went with Iron Phoenix. I like it. So we are on not really a story arc, but our first set of missions for Susan Davies. There's Flambeau. Hello, Flambeau. I do kind of like her as a character. She's sort of funny, very talkative. So we're going to come over here, and we're going to stop the Skull's attack on a party here in Atlas Park. Oh, you know, one thing I have not thought to do. I'm going to pause it right here. I don't think there's an ambush at the beginning of this mission. I'm going to set up my combat stats, and I'll bring you back when I'm done with that. Okay, we're back. Super easy to do with super reflexes because the only three types of defense we have are melee, range, and AoE. We don't have to monitor things like lethal and smashing and that kind of defense because she doesn't have any. It's not typed, it's only attack mode, or whatever you want to call that. I'm also monitoring hold protection, 2-hit bonus, accuracy, recharge time bonus, and last hit chance. When I'm like, what was our chance to hit that guy? Well, you can find out. So we need to stop the skulls, and there are two people missing. There's a lieutenant, but there are going to be some minions here. So there are Hellions here too. Interesting. Oh, I really hate that knockdown from the buckshots. Practice brawler cannot happen soon enough. Again, super annoying. And there is another buckshot. Yeah, and I have no defense against it because it's an area effect cone. So 0% defense against it. Right, whereas Agile protects me a little bit against range, and we get melee defense from focused fighting. And of course, every one of the lieutenants is a buckshot and not one of the other types. Well, two can play at the knockback game, and I will be definitely doing that with Cobra Strike. The other thing I absolutely love about Super Reflex is quickness. I love that because it makes you run faster. And once you got Swift slotted and Quickness slotted for run speed, you run as fast without sprint as most characters with sprint. It's so amazing. So that's the other kind, the gunners. Now those guys hurt your defense. It's sort of like always difficult against them. The buckshots knock you down, and the gunners lower your defense. You see that went into the red there. Man, this character just feels like it cruises. It feels so much more powerful than every other character. Even characters like brutes at the low level. You know, higher levels, no. I mean, the brute was super powerful at high level. And stalkers are awesome because, you know, they can sneak up behind people. But there's just something so just awesome and aggressive about not just scrappers but martial arts. The attacks just hit so hard, and they just feel like they hit so hard and recharge so fast. I mean, my ninjutsu stalker, I don't know that she really has a completely perfectly closed attack chain at level 33 yet. because some of her powers just take so long to recharge. And she's just huffing and puffing on endurance, right? And this character will probably have a closed attack chain by level like 13 or 14 without needing any recharge enhancements on it. Certainly with DOs. And this one, the other one, she's got SOs and inventions. No sets, but SOs and generic inventions, and she's huffing and puffing, and I'm like waiting for powers to recharge. Not long, maybe half a second, but still. Speaking of that, in our options, we do need to enable the power recast timer. All right. I like to see that. All right, so who are we missing here? Oh, I missed some guys over there. Yeah, but I love when I've got like quickness and swift slotted with SOs, and I'm running faster than this with no sprint on. It's so cool. Saves endurance because you don't have to run the sprint toggle. You don't have the stupid sprint smoke coming out of the back of your feet, which I don't really like. And this looks really cool. All right, last person to rescue. And that's the mission, guys. Any good enhancements? Nope. Out we go. So I think we may hit level 6 in this episode. I should go back and see how many, like, if this character is going to level faster than the others in terms of minutes. Just like how many episodes it takes to get to a certain level. Now, one thing that's going to slow this character down is we don't get the cell phone on Susan Davies very quickly because it's an old school contact, and so it takes a while to get cell phone on her up to here. And they never did change that because they wanted to like kind of teach you how to do things in City of Heroes. Whereas Habashi, I think after 1 or 2 missions you get his cell phone. So that will slow us down. Where's Atlas? Gotta go around. Clusters of people like sitting around talking and taking notes. That's new relative to the launch. It wasn't like that at launch. They didn't have all those guys. It's kind of cool. Nice little touch. We can sell the enhancements that we don't need. You go back to Sue's. So, patrol Alice Park and defeat the Skulls and Confident Skate. Well, let's go ahead and patrol Alice Park. I don't know if she's... I don't think we're ever going to get like an actual story arc for her. But yeah, we'll go ahead and patrol it, and if we see any bad guys, we'll beat them up. So this is the original tutorial, guys. This is how they taught you how to play the game. All the actual learning took place in the Outbreak. And then here what they're doing is just getting you familiar with the city, right? So you go through several zones, and they teach you the different parts of Alice Park. Oh, I'm really enjoying this character. I really missed her. Silver Phoenix was my favorite character I've ever made up in City of Heroes. Even more so than the character that I based her on, which was Fractal from the original game. I've always liked Silver Phoenix better. I just feel like it was a tighter concept. I liked the costume and the character design. And I just loved playing her. She was super fun. And I had a good time on my, well, actually both of my super groups. The first one, what were they called? The United, um, kind of blew up because the leadership didn't know what it was doing, um, but there were a number of fun roleplay sessions with them, and we went and fought the Kraken Luca or whatever it's called in Independence Port. I was in there and I saw it, and I like in character Silver Phoenix got on the team radio, and she was only like 28th level or something, and told them, hey, this thing is over here. And the leader, like the two leaders, I think couldn't do it, but several of the other people were like, yeah, we'll come. And we got a full group of like 8. And then while we were waiting, a couple of other people saw us like gathering, and they're like, are you guys going to fight this thing? And we're like, yeah, if we get enough people. And they're like, well, we'll join. And so we had like 2 full groups of people, and like it was like 12 members of my group, and then 4 or 5 or 6 of another, 4 or 5 of another group, or just random players. And I think somebody did like a zone shout and said, if anybody wants to, we're like message me, we're going to fight this thing. And we kicked its ass. I mean, it was fun. I think there were a couple of face plants. I didn't. I can't remember who it was that was the healer that kept zooming in, healing us, and zooming out. And like after it was over, I complimented her. I was like, that was some of the best AoE healing I've ever seen. And she was like, oh, thank you. I try. And it was pretty cool. We're supposed to be looking for skull activity. But we found some Hellion activity, so I think that counts for heroing, right? I mean, bad guys are bad guys. I definitely have a comfort level with a character like this that I don't have with other characters. Yeah, so we definitely need to get some super jump as soon as we get to 5th level, 6th level. That will help a lot. I know in the original Silver Phoenix, I'm not replicating that, right? I'm not trying to replicate Silver Phoenix in terms of the playthrough, right? I'm replicating the powers, right? But that's just the way I would play any martial arts super reflex scrapper. This is how I do them. Um, but I'm not trying to replicate what I took at which level exactly with her. With the original Silver Phoenix playthrough, I was waiting until 14th level because that's vanilla, right? That's nothing to do with Iron Man, really. So we're allowed to take those powers early. That's perfectly fine. So I'm going to probably take super jump at level 6, and I'll take combat jumping after I've got Cobra Strike and after I've got Practice Brawler, which are both more important to me than combat jumping. You're not actually going to get away. Two more aliens to defeat. Oh, this is what I like. Yellow. Like, ask yourself, guys, have I really had to use inspirations? No. Now, some of that is just scrappers. Okay, scrappers rock, and they kick butt and take names. And those are Vajaloks, so we don't need to fight them. Might need to use an inspiration here, but let's see if we can do without it. Nope, don't need one. Don't pull me into the Vajalock, please. Thank you. So now we can talk to Susan Davies. Skulls of King's Row. Defeat them and confiscate the Superdine. How are we doing on time? 14 minutes. We should hit 5th level. This episode, I guess we won't get to 6th. But we should hit 5th. Weren't we in this building last episode? There were Nazis in here, council, right? Fascists. I really like this little splash of color on her. It's kind of cool. I'm glad I did that. Now, once we get to Vajalox, we will have to pull. They're usually like 4 yellows in a spawn and stuff if we're doing the classic missions. So we will have to pull, and even with yellows like this, it probably would be smarter to pull, but like, screw that. I'm a scrapper. I could play this character literally all night, guys. I'll let you in on a secret. This episode was filmed back to back with the previous one. I finished that episode and I was like, I don't want to play this character for only half hour. Let's do some more. Oh yeah, the other thing we're going to need early on is Focus Chi. Well, we could level up very quickly in this mission if we keep fighting yellows. I mean, look at that. Okay, now we're going to have to take an inspiration. A little bit too much Scrapperlock there, guys. That's alright. Actually, there's no such thing as too much Scrapperlock. I can't remember which scrapper it was that I think I said it at one point that too much Scrapperlock, and somebody, this is the original forums, and somebody said there's no such thing as too much Scrapperlock. Either a faceplant or debt is just your badge of honor or something like that. Like, yeah, that's a scrapper attitude. And we got our first piece of salvage. Now we gotta hope for some orange. Oh boy, Lieutenant. Oh, you know what we didn't do? I gotta set this on bosses. And that could be the death of this character. I don't remember when I figured out to do that with Silver Phoenix. I think it might have been when I got to Steel Canyon. So she might have had it a little easy early on. But I don't think we've been in any missions that would have had a boss so far. Right, there haven't been any real, like, named lieutenants. So I don't think we've cheesed it. But we do need to make sure we get some bosses in here. Because we will definitely need bosses for the higher levels, you know, after this. You know, we get to these aren't real story arcs, but when we get to the real story arcs, we need bosses. Come on. There we go. Click. And now we have one last drug. Right there. And out we go. That was quick. Yeah, the missions are sort of designed and scaled differently here than in the Habashi missions. Not necessarily either easier or harder, but they're like just kind of play differently. Alright, so 2 things. We have to reset the mission difficulty so that we're doing bosses. And we have to level up. So let's see, where is the hero core guy? Yes, this is him. This is he. Yes, we're fighting bosses. So our current security level, combat level, one hero. We do prefer fighting bosses and no archvillains. That's what we want. And now we hit level 5. How are we doing on enhancements? Man, I just always find only the low crap. Even when they're even level with us, it's like they always drop -2. Well, one guy dropped to level 5, but it's immobilized, so like, who cares? Do we need this stuff? We don't need this stuff either, so we'll sell. Looking good. And we head over to Ms. L. New level of power, and we're going to do Agile and Storm Kick. At some point, I got to start doing health and stamina, but not yet. We're not doing Twin Shot. Talking to Susan Davies, and now she introduced me to Detective Brogan, who's our next contact. How are we doing on time? 21 minutes. I don't think we'll hit level 6 tonight, guys. Yeah, well, I'm not going that way. Let's go this way. This has been super fun. I just love this. My favorite way to play COH is with a martial arts super reflex scrapper. I love getting behind the wheel of a scrapper. Best archetype in the game. And I'm super glad that I finally found a way to recreate Silver Phoenix without her name that I'm happy with. Because I had a character named like Azure Phoenix or something, and I really wasn't happy with the way that name was and that she was blue. I like this a lot better. So now we're going to the Hollows to talk to Wingcott, which is over there. So a lot of running around, which is why you want to get yourself some combat jump. I do find this frustrating, where you have a contact who's going to give you missions, but before he'll give you missions, he sends you over to somebody else to teach you there's a new zone somewhere. And I've said this before, I know it's to teach it to you, and I understand that, and I know why there's a need for it. But they should have given us an option as players after you've leveled a character to 50 to turn this tutorial crap off. Like, I don't mind playing the Outbreak tutorial, but it frustrates me to run all the way to the Hollows to get a story arc, or to get a contact, so that I can come back and do my regular contact. Now, we might do Wingcott, depending on whether we get Shauna Stockwell after we're done with, who's this guy? Brogan? But I think we're going to do Brogan first, and then if Brogan leads us to Shauna Stockwell, oh, well, if you guys are white cons, I think we'll fight. If Brogan leads us to Shauna Stockwell, I'm not going to the Hollows, because I don't really like the Hollows that much. But if Brogan doesn't give me enough to get to Shauna Stockwell, we get a level 7, I think, then we'll come to the Hollows for a little while. We'll defeat Frostfire and then go back. If we can defeat him. Don't know. I don't think Silver Phoenix tried him. Back we go. Alright, so since there's really no chance at this point of a faceplant in Atlas Park with this character, I'm going to go ahead and pause it, and I'll bring you guys back when we're back with Detective Brogan. Okay, guys, we're back. We're going to go to Chiron. Oh, we got to get lost. Okay, well, now we got to go to King's Row. Okay, that's going to be rough. We're going to need these inspirations for that. Why the heck are they giving level 5 characters missions to go to King's Row? Well, I mean, yeah, Kings Row was level 5 to 10, but you're it's an Atlas Park contact. They couldn't come up with some missions to do in Atlas Park for brand new characters. I don't know. All right, off to Kings Row. So now you have to find the Lost. They're in the south part of Kings Row. We're going to have to be running through some areas of reds and purples, and this is dangerous. We could die here. Hopefully not. And it's going to be very hard to find any Lost that are orange, below orange to us. Let's see, we're going south. Let me point to the hospital. It's about where we want to go. See purple? Gotta be very careful around here. We don't have our super jump yet. There's a Buddy Blue Steel up there by the police department. He'll be leveling us up, I guess, if we stay in Kings Row. I don't know, do we have... Yeah, we don't have his phone number yet. That's the other thing that I don't like. When he goes, go talk to somebody, and you go do it, you don't even get credit with him as a contact to get progress on being able to talk to him by phone. I think there might be some Lost off to the side here. Yep. Nice. Crits are awesome with scrappers. I love it. So those are skulls. Yeah, you're not going to mess with the police. You're welcome, PPD. We're lost. Excellent. So that takes care of the first 6. Any others around here? Those are skulls. So we gotta kind of watch out over here. Sometimes, ooh, purple's not good. Be very careful. Reds, highly dangerous. This is a very dangerous part of town to be in. Oof. I think we need to go back. It's a little too rich for my blood. Especially in Iron Man mode, you know? Like, if I'm not in Iron Man mode, I might try taking on some of these reds, but in Iron Man mode, I don't think so. Is that Lost over there? No, those are skulls. Skull. Whoa, 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 whoa. Is she beating up a cop? No, I don't think so. Skulls, skulls. Skulls. I think there are some Lost over here too. Ooh, yeah, purples. Yikes. No, level 9 will absolutely destroy me. You can't fight purples at this level. I mean, maybe if I had a full tray of Lux. but they just hit you too easily and they do too much damage. These are all skulls. But you see the stupidity of this mission, right? They ask you to take out Lost, but the Lost are down in this zone, which is like a level 7 to 10 zone, and you're only level 5. That's just ridiculous. Let me see if there's some on the other side. These guys are just bums. You'd think the criminals wouldn't come this near Blue Steel. And you'd think Blue Steel would freaking do something about it. But he just stands there. These are all skulls. So you might wonder, why didn't I just go back to where I found them before? Because they're not there. You have to give them time to respawn, and they won't respawn if you stay there. Maybe they're back now. Nope. They did not respawn. So guys, you may have to leave this here. I don't want to make you watch for hours. We need 4 more, right? And they're just not showing up. Oh, there's 3. Well, that's close. One to go. Can I find one more who's not insanely high level? Yes. Alright, I can take out yellows. And that's the mission? Okay, now we gotta head back. Yeah, I'm not gonna let these guys screw with the cops. Go. Well, the orange ones, the cops can take care of them themselves because I don't feel like getting killed. This is Iron Man mode, so sorry, police. You're on your own with that one. And there's the train station. And I'm like just hitting tab like a fiend to make sure that I don't run into any red cons. Alright folks, since we're in pretty much safety now, I'm going to go ahead and pause it here, and when we're back with Detective Brogan, I'll bring you back. We're back with the detective. He introduces me to either Genevieve or Ron. Oh, let's do Genevieve. Actually, no, I gotta roll it, right? Randomly? So let's do it. Interact, decide, roll dice. 1 to 3, 4 to 6. Ron Hughes, it turns out. Alright. And, go to King's Row and stop the... Well, so homeless, missing homeless people is probably going to be lost as well. Might be Skulls, might be Vajalok. Not sure. Clockworks, huh? Yeah, they're gray cons. Alright guys, I think we're about done. We'll just head back to a safe spot. And then we will stop for this episode. We're level 5, partway to level 6, where we'll get our super jump, and that'll enable us to speed through the city much more quickly. Until next time, folks, I am Scrapperlock, and this has been City of Heroes Iron Man mode with martial arts super reflex on the Rebirth server.